Hey, how's it going, everybody? Do you like Star Wars? Because we do too. Welcome to Nerd Out Nerd Style. I'm Clinton Ritchie,
I'm James, aka Tater Nuts 99.
and get ready to nerd out with Bane.
Bane.
Chapters 9, 10, and 11. All right? Here you go.
Commander Kelly. The time has come. Execute Order 66.
Those born of Mandalore strayed away from the path. Eventually, the Imperial interlopers destroyed all that we knew and loved in the Night of 1,000 Tears.
It's well hidden and unstable. One blast to any part of it will destroy the entire station. Oh, it's beautiful.
Did you know that Luke could walk on air?
Really?
Yeah, they call him a Skywalker.
Oh.
I made that one up.
Oh, Lord. Man,
Did you like it? Was it good?
I liked it. It was all right.
I liked it too, dude. I thought about it. I was like, what's a good Star Wars joke? Let me think
It's
about
better than your last week's dad joke.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
You know what? I kind of made that one too because I heard of the other joke and I just like made it Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I changed it. But that one, the one I just did was original. That's all me.
So,
Last time on Dragon Ball Z. No, I'm just kidding.
no, it's Power Worlds.
No,
If we're talking about anything else, it's Power Worlds.
yeah, Power. Dude, if y'all have not played Power Worlds, make sure to check that out. This is not an ad. Go do it. All right. So, Bane.
Bane.
If anybody remembers what we did last time, Xana done killed her entire fleet, or
no, crew.
yeah, crew.
The crew of the ship that she
Not fleets.
was so graciously led upon.
Yeah, they brought her in there to eat and get bathed and look a lot better. And
I don't know if she bathed on there, though. Did she?
No, but they said that they cleaned her up.
Probably with some wet naps.
Yeah.
Got to get ready for that barbecue sauce, man.
Either way, she got to eat a bunch, and then she murdered them because she's a Dark Lord, or she's a Sith, doing the right thing by her master.
Yep.
Now, Bane
Bane.
went and got this holocron. Got stuck with some Orbalisk. Orbalisk?
Yeah, obelisks.
Orbalisk. He got the Orbalisk, one on his pec, one on his back, shoulder blade. He got holocron and he got the fuck out of there.
Yep.
He then learned the secrets of the holocron and flew a little dinosaur type thing into space with the shield around him of force energy and went from the moon to the planet.
But keep in mind, their atmospheres are really close together.
Yeah,
Right.
they are super close. Like you can't do it for very it's
Yeah.
like sometimes throughout the centuries, every now and then the atmospheres collide together and you can literally just I don't know how that works. But I guess fly a ship through.
Yeah. So, get that yawn out the way. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's late. It's 8 o'clock. I'm old as hell.
I understand 100%.
Yeah. So
I mean, we were playing Power World and we could have stopped playing early. We could have done that at any time.
Yeah, we could have been done. We could have been on here at
But
like
James,
6:45.
James is like, no. We need to play this game.
Dude, I didn't know on one time playing Power Worlds, dude. And now that we're podcasting, I'm fucking like, oh man, I'm tired as hell, dude. I need to go to bed, bro. I need to get up early so I can play Power Worlds at work.
That's pretty much what he does. It's not a lie.
Not the whole day. Some of it.
I call him lucky because like I can watch TV at work while I'm making my ropes. I don't get to look at the whole thing, but like I hear
Yeah.
what's going on, and he can.
That's
literally
mainly
play,
what I do.
He can literally play a video game.
Well, it's usually on break, but Game Pass. So check this out, right? So Xana murdered everybody, and where we start off this week, Xana literally is in the process of moving a body. She moves the kid first out of the seat, and she's still enthralled with some of the dark side energy. But by the time she gets to, and she moves him back to the cargo hold, right? And by the time she gets to Artana, she lost all the energy, and she realized
and Artana is built like a soldier. She's huge.
Twice her weight.
Yeah, she's huge.
Yeah, and she couldn't call upon the Force to help her gain strength because the conscience of her killing everybody, basically without being fought upon first, with either physical violence or blasters, it fucked her up. And so she couldn't call upon the Force because of that. And she right then and there failed Bane's very first teachings to remember what it felt like to lose your law friend. And that anger you felt from it. Remember that anger. Remember that hate. And she failed. She didn't remember it at all. But she's a kid, so it's not like, whatever. So she finally gets her moved by yanking on her, tugging a little bit here and there.
Dude, she was moving like a foot, maybe like a couple feet.
Mm-hmm.
And she would just get tired because she was so big. And like, Santa's like a 10-year-old girl. She's like not being able to call upon the Force, so she's just yanking this chick. She's huge compared to her. All the other ones were okay. They were already down there. The kid was 13 years old, a little bit bigger than her. She just moved him down there, and then she has to yank this fucking grown woman all the way down to the storage compartment.
So here comes the part I like. So she had the ship on autopilot, so it's taking its sweet ass time. We know that Bane only took 2 days to get to, maybe possibly 3 to get to Dexon. Well, she takes 5 days to get to Onderon. During those 5 days, she's eating. She sleeps when she can, and when she wakes up, she eats. But the meal packs she's eating out of, the rations, are meant for an adult, and she just can't eat all of it. So she eats as much as she can. She throws it out.
It's about half the pack. She's about half of it, and just throws the other half down the hallway. The reason she's doing this is. Do you want to explain it? Or do you want me?
I'm sorry, my ADHD just got me real bad.
Do you want me to explain it, or do you want to explain it?
I can do it. Do you want to do it?
I can do it.
Do you want to do it?
I mean, I can do it.
You could do it.
She's throwing that shit down there, and she's starting to love the smell of this rotting food because it's better than the rotten corpses that she's having to smell as she's flying this entire time down to Onderon.
Mm-hmm. And I forgot to mention that she actually covered up the corpses some time ago because she couldn't stand looking at the bodies, and even looking at the sheets of their figures was still fucking with her head. And so, some time goes by, 5 days or so, and she finally lands on Onderon. She gets there, and she's like, "Okay, I don't know how to fly. I can't land this ship. I have to set this pilot on the ship on autopilot to land, but I don't know what buttons to push." And out of frustration, she starts pushing everything. Starts pushing all the buttons. And then finally she hits something that says autopilot landing engaged. And then she thought about it for a moment. She said to herself, I hope this ship can know where to go because if it picks somewhere that's not suitable for landing, am I going to just skid across the trees and die? And at that time, the ship acted like it was listening to her, and it said, "Bloop, suitable location found. Previous location not suitable for landing."
Yeah, it beeped twice. She was smashing so many buttons and she didn't stop until it beeped twice.
Mm-hmm. To set the first landing coordinates.
Yep. Oh shit! You already passed that? And you're like, oh
Yeah.
shit! Can it land down
It-
here?
it-
And then it moved over to the next part. You're right. I'm sorry. I messed
No,
up.
that's fine.
I messed
That's
up.
okay. It's okay. Hey, look, man, extra details matter.
Yeah.
Even if it does go backwards. Hey, I did the same shit, dude. I talked about covering her bodies up, and she did that right off the bat. On like day
You're right.
one.
You're right. But it's fine. Good little
Yeah.
details.
Yeah, little details.
Then so this thing does land though, right?
Xana finally finds an opening in the forest, right? It's like a forested planet. Finally finds an opening big enough to land, and she gets out, and the guy's like, "Whoever's flying that ship can't fly for shit. He's probably the worst pilot I've ever seen."
Yeah, she looks down and there's only one guy standing in this big ass open field and he's waving her over and says that shit.
Yeah. And then he says, "Hey, girlie, did you not hear me? Whoever's flying that ship can't fly for shit."
And, you know, he kind of sounds like the dude that's on the audiobook.
I'm trying. I'm trying hard. But,
He even
He's-
has like the redneck accent. Like
yeah,
the dude's like a redhead and everything.
he's a ginger. So, and then she said, "There's no one else on that ship but me." And he goes, "Oh, so how'd you get here? Did you, how, you know?" And she said, "I stole it." And he goes, "Oh, looks like we got a thief."
Yeah, he kept on stepping closer to her, and like she kept backing up, not because she was scared, because she was scared that he might go on top and go in the ship and find the dead bodies.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And so that's when all his posse pops out behind the forest, behind the trees. And there's like, what, 15 dudes? Something like that?
There was enough to completely surround her. And
Yeah,
like
including-
as they're talking, like they just kept on moving in closer, trying to enclose her in this little circle. But whenever the dude, I can't remember his name, but whenever he reached out to grab her, she ended up throwing him back with the force push.
No. She turned and ran, tried to
Yeah.
run, and he expected that, right?
Yeah.
And as she did, he went to leap onto her, and she fell. And when she did, the force unleashed and threw him back. And so he gets off the ground, wiping his shirt and pants off. He said, "Oh, looks like we got us a Jedi. Hey, little Jedi." And
That's where
but
you're wrong. I'm
Yeah,
not a
and-
Jedi.
That's right, you're not. You can't even control your powers.
That's kind of like what the dude was saying, and it's like, it sounds so much like him.
So she said she didn't say nothing because she didn't know what to do, you know? She didn't want to give away that she's not really in tune with the Force right now,
What
or
are you
she's
gonna-
not in control of it.
And then he's like, "What are you gonna do? You're all alone."
And
She
at
says,
that time,
"I'm not
at-
alone."
At that time, she could feel in the back of her mind, she could feel Bane's presence. And she says, "But I'm no Jedi." And
Oh,
and he
we
says,
left something out. We left something out. You know what?
what's that?
Go ahead and finish that.
And then that's when he said that you're right or something, and she said, "I'm a Sith," or
Yeah, she goes, "I'm not alone." And Bane, she turns to see this shadowy figure. No, that's later on. That right about that time, Bane comes out of nowhere, riding on his Drexel, and what is he like? Incinerate
hey, you know,
the
we
guy?
totally left out when he called his Drexels in.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. And if you don't remember what the Drexel is, that's what he used to get to the planet. Now these guys also are able. They're Drexel riders. They're actually the
They're beast
people.
riders.
The Beast Riders. Yes. If I'm pretty sure that we mentioned it on the last one that the planet's only full of Beast Riders and like monsters and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And
And bad people.
yeah, bad people. Well, that's who they're talking about is this Beast Riders right here.
Mm-hmm. Well, as I forget how it went though, because that guy's like, he does that whistle thing where he puts his fingers in his mouth and whistles.
He calls
And then-
he calls them, but he doesn't even get on those.
No, they just land on the ground. Okay, I don't remember what happened now.
Bane's Drexel comes down,
No.
clinches that dude.
No. So, okay, she said, why you have this big open area?
Oh, you're going backwards.
Yeah, I am going backwards.
Yeah. If you're gonna, why
I'm gonna bring in
why is it so unstable? Why is it so unstable if this is a landing area for ships? Who said it was for ships?
Yeah, who said it was for ships?
Yeah.
And then he does that whistle thing with his fingers. I can never do that, dude, for some reason.
Yeah.
But anyways,
calls in the Drexel.
he calls in and she's shadows envelop the whole area because there's 4 of them. And she looks up and she's like, "Oh, you're Beast Riders." And he goes, "Yeah, you want to see my beast?"
Don't. She's 10.
I'm just kidding.
She's
dude.
10.
No, I wasn't really meaning it that way until after I said it, and I thought, well, that sounds fucked up. But anyways, you can cut that part if you like.
I'm gonna bring it in.
Shit. Anyways,
Tater the Peter.
Tater Peter. What? Anyway, so she said that he said, "See, there's 12 of us and only one of you. You're alone." And she says, and that's when she felt Bane's presence. And she says, "No, I'm not." And at that time, Bane comes in with his Drexel now, and he don't even know he's there until last minute. And by that time, Bane's Drexel picks him up with his claws and takes him 30 meters up and then just drops his ass.
Yep, grabs him with the claws, flies straight up in the air, and releases.
Mm-hmm. And then that's when the battles ensue.
Yep. Well, all that happens is like we get one dude that controls the Drexel.
One dude that pulls the reins.
One person that navigates and tells him which way to go and like when to attack and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was one missing seat from the dude that just got dropped. And that person's supposed to be a gunner that's on the back. All the other people lined up the way they're supposed to. And now they're after Bane.
And so Bane takes on one of them, comes in contact with it, and then he rips the throat out as they get close to the ground. And no, is that the part where they blast him, shoot him with the blaster?
No, one of them he rips the throat out. It falls down. The next one he barbecues. And then there's
they
two
find
more.
out he's a Sith.
Yeah, because he barbecues them.
No, because he whips out his lightsaber
Oh yeah, that's
and was
true.
deflecting the blaster bolts.
Yeah, that's true.
And then that's the one I think that he rips the throat out as they fall to the ground.
Yeah, well, but the other one doesn't have like the stuff on its back and doesn't have the people weighing it down and is able to move out of the way and stuff like that. So it grabs the throat, but the other one also wraps hold and they're able to go down and it throws it down and is able to spin and move out of the way before it hits because it doesn't have all that extra weight. These things are huge. And Bane has the biggest one. Like, he's way bigger than all the other Drexels that are there by all these other Beast Riders. It's fucking insane.
See, the Beast Riders, they had 3 people with the saddle and the harness and all that crap on there. And that restricts the Drexel's movements. So Bane doesn't have a harness. He doesn't have a saddle. He doesn't have anything like that. He's he's force beast in it, controlling the beast with his powers. So, and there's only one of him. Even though he's a big dude, he's still a lighter flight, and so there's no restriction in his movements because they're weighed down by armors. And so one of the beasts that come in at Bane, but they take off real close by, he reaches out with the force and takes apart their saddle harness, and then they fall to their death. But that beast flies off like he's still fighting. And then another beast comes in, and he unleashes the force on them, fries them with electricity, turns the dudes into ash,
Yeah.
and chars the body of the Drexel.
All I know is, like, after this battle, I would have grabbed that fucking Drexel and I would have fucking took it to my ship and ate that shit.
I don't know, maybe.
Fuck yeah, it's a big ass bird.
So check this out, right? So they after that one, as he turned into the last riders, he made the mistake of doing so because that last bird that was by itself now, he turned in and attacked Bane. And so they all three get locked up in an interlocking maneuver and they're falling to the ground, right? And Bane sees, in the flaps of the wings, he sees one of the riders' faces over there, and shock and horror, realizing they're going to die. There's no way to break out of this. And so he takes that energy of their fear and embellishes it into the dark side. And when he does, those two leeches on him, the obelisks, yeah. They take that energy and they suck it in.
Pretty
they
much.
Drink it in.
Give me a second. This is what the Orbalisks do. They take in all the dark side energy that you're feeding off of or that you produce by yourself, and it craves on that power. Within doing so, it gives you immense strength and like healing abilities and shit like that, and lets you use the force stronger. But then they like, eat it as well. I don't know. It's weird.
So he takes that force from their fear and feeds on it, and then in doing so gives and lets the Orbalisks feed on his strength in this dark side. And then he takes that strength because they give him more power. The toxins and shit that's painful that releases into his body, he can take that and feed upon that and get more power in the dark
It's like
side.
endorphins and shit. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. So they're basically like a runaway effect. And he does it until the last possible second, then enshrouds himself in dark side force shield. And then that's how he survives the fall. When they fall, they make a 2-meter deep hole in like a 30-meter deep or 30-meter wide crater.
It's a fucking crater, dude. They made
2-meter
a
deep.
crater.
That's like 6 foot, 7 foot deep, dude. Bane. So Xana, as she's watching them fall, right? She knows all three of them involved, and she sees them fall, and she's like, "There's no way he can survive that." And she yells out in fear for her master, and then after everything falls, it sends a shockwave, knocking her off her feet. And as she's getting up, it's hard to get up because there's rocks and pebbles and rubble everywhere falling, and it's real thick dust, and she can't hardly breathe. And she gets up and she sees out of that crater her master standing tall, with only his arm held to his side like it's hurting. And as he approaches
He
her,
looked like Superman. He stood there like this for a minute.
I don't think that's what he looked like, but that's okay.
And then he walked forward.
And so he's walking to her, and as he gets closer, he lets his arm go, and he got that strong posture of strength, and she's happy. She's overzealous to see that he's alive. And she goes to hug him, but then she realizes the Orbalisks is on his chest and back.
Yeah,
and
she freaks out for a minute.
She revolts like, the hell?
She's like, what the fuck is that shit on your chest?
He didn't
Please
say that.
get that shit off as fast as you can. I don't even like looking at it.
So he notices her revolt in disbelief of what's on his chest, and he says, he doesn't explain shit. He just said the Orbalisks, and they give me power. And when I draw upon the power, it gives them more power, and then it's so on and so forth. And she's like, but will I have to wear that one day, Master?
No, you can't even take it now because you're so young. And honestly, it's so much pain. You could probably never take it.
as an adult. So as a sign of relief, she's like, "Good, I don't have to wear it." But now she realizes later on down the road that that shell that he's getting engulfed in eventually is going to be more powerful than she can defeat.
And by this time, it's already like came up and wrapped down across his bicep, and like came across his
Chest.
this side right
His
here,
pecs.
and started running up part of his neck. And that's it.
So, yeah, and then it cuts over to Johan, Mr. Johan, in the world of Coruscant. So, this is right after the vote of the Senate to shut down the Army of Light.
Well, this is a little bit after. This is like a
Yeah.
I think
This is like
I feel like it's a few years. They don't specify, but I know Johan was still like a Padawan and still thinking like a Padawan before
right.
like all
Well, I
this
think
happened.
this is like a couple of months. I don't think it's years.
Well, I don't know. That was a lot for Johan was like super ready to get off the Coruscant already. And like
Right. Well, he didn't like Coruscant. Him and his master
they,
Hoth.
they don't say how long it was. I think it was about 2 years. He thinks it was about a few months.
Well,
Either
because
way,
if you remember the last
either
time
way,
we talked
some
about it,
time passed.
that Chancellor Valorum said that he was going to have a vote with the Senate.
Yeah, that's
And
already.
I would think that takes 2 years.
Whoa, we don't know.
Because yeah, think about it. Because he also said,
They've been trying to pass weed in Texas for a long time.
"No, we're not talking about weed." Okay, look, they. Okay, so we're gonna get past the years part. It don't matter. Years, months don't matter. It's just sometime. And what's his name? Damn it, Farfalla tells Johan that hey,
He has to
found-
go. Yeah, you're right because he still has to go and talk to like he said he has to take some time off because he has to go and deal with some other business. You know what I'm talking about?
hold on.
Yeah. So this is all after. So let's go ahead and go with the story real quick.
Hold on. I'm not finished.
Yeah.
This is before all that.
Yeah. Before all that, that's what I'm saying. So never
Yeah.
mind about what I just said. Let's go.
No,
with
no,
the
no.
story.
It's all on the same time frame. It's like all on the same day.
Yeah. I skipped because I was like, no, because I thought we were talking about something else. Let's just go. Just go.
Okay.
I love
So,
your shirt.
Thank you.
Mine's just this. It's actually a work shirt. It's pretty badass.
And then it's all the characters. It don't fit. That's why I'm sitting down. I only wear it when I'm on the computer because my gut sticks out a little bit, but it's okay.
You gotta
Um,
always buy the size bigger.
well, I would have, but it was like 3 shirts left, and this is the largest size. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm buying it. It's an extra large.
I know that.
Or
You
a
just like
2X.
sit there and like stretch it sometimes. It's like, if you just stretch it enough, it'll.
So let's get to it. So Johan meets Farfalla, and Farfalla tells him, "We found a star wake." And Farfalla or Johan's like, "Yeah, cool." And he realizes that he didn't say they found the crew; he found the star wake. And he says, "Well, what about Artana and them?" And he said, "It seems to me, or it seems to us, that we determined that it was mercenaries. They was killed close range blasters." And everything that's valuable on the ship is gone. And we found it in space. Whatever, blah, blah. And so not Farfalla, Johan's pissed. He's like, God damn it, senseless deaths. Why? Why them? And inside his head, right? But he doesn't unleash that anger. He doesn't show it. And Farfalla tells him, young Padawan, I got some business to attend to off world.
Well, this is kind of like how it went. He was wanting to go off world, but he agreed to this situation with no feelings being shown, and he's like, "This is my duty. This is because he remembered back to one of Farfalla's like lessons before. I can't remember exactly what it was, so I'm not going to go over it. But he remembered one of those, and then he's like, "I will. If this is what's needed of me, I will take this." And then he goes, "I'm glad you said that because that's your final test."
I didn't even tell him what he was doing.
Yeah, Chancellor. Okay,
I didn't.
I thought you got past that.
Nope.
I'm
Where
so
you
sorry.
at, dude? Where you at?
I was listening. I was like, "Oh, is he skipping something?"
No, I didn't skip anything. That's why it's taking so fucking long.
Okay. Well,
So anyway, so he says I got business to attend to off world, and
that's after
he
says
hold
that.
on. No,
Yes,
no,
he says that
no.
after he unites them, and then he's like, "Well, how? Oh, he says that after he tells them about
Oh,
staying,
he tells him about the
staying there.
mission with
and
Lorm.
Yes, and then he's like, "Well, how are you gonna?"
That's right. You're
yes.
right. You're right.
Thank
So
you.
he tells him about the mission. He says, I got one more mission for you. I got one mission for you right now. And like, good anything to get it off my mind. And he says, I want you to stay here with Valorum, be his personal, what do you say? His personal
guard. He's supposed to be
No,
guarding
he
him.
wants to be the embassy,
No,
like the ambassador for Jedi between Jedi's and the Senate.
he's supposed to be
But he
guarding
also
him,
wants
I'm
him to be
pretty sure.
his personal guard of Chancellor Valorum.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like one of the same thing. And he said, I want you to be his Jedi, whatever.
I can't remember what it is either. I
And
understand.
so he said, okay, yeah, I mean, sure, I'm ready to serve. And he said, by the way, I got some business to tend to off world, and I can't leave Padawans here. And he got thinking about it, and he's like, yeah, that's right. So how am I supposed to be here, and you got to be over there, right? And he's like, wait, he called me a Jedi. And he says, does this mean I'm being knighted? And he says, yes, it does. Because he says, what about the trials? Because he reached down for a saber, which Hoth had him built, right? Had made a saber. And he reached down for it, and he's like, well, what about the trials? And he's like, dude, you've already proven yourself time and time again of being someone worthy.
While on Rusan, he did a bunch of
Yeah.
stuff, but then he kind of funked up afterwards. So
Yeah.
I would double think that, but
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was thinking too. Like, didn't this guy just get mad, like a whole bunch, and do shit in spite of his anger?
technically all he did was jump on a ship and go back down to Rusan. Disobeyed one order. It was like one order, but then he did the right thing right afterwards. So
Yeah, and then he got pissed off in the chancellor's quarters or in the chancellor's meeting room.
because he grew up knowing nothing about war, or like knowing nothing but war. So the fact that they were trying to disband the one thing that he strived to be the best at, like in his eyes, going around and being the strongest fighter, winning wars is going to get him a higher rank in the Jedi Order. But now he gets
Right.
to sit back and use his mind instead.
Right. So General Farfalla was telling him that, you passed all these other obstacles in your course. And I talked to the council, and the council agreed that if you, depending on how you took the news of all this today, with the death of your friends, with the shitty mission staying on Coruscant, then if you took all that good, you'd be knighted. And here we go. Like knocks his lightsaber, Johan turns his head, and then takes off his braid, making him a knight.
Hell yeah.
Sir. I'm so sorry, dude. I forgot that. I forgot all about that. For Chancellor Forlorn.
Oh, you're good.
I'm glad you said something, man. I would have fucked that up.
Nah, dude, that's why we work beautifully together, dude. Because you say stuff that I won't say, and then I bounce off of it.
Yeah.
And then I'll
So-
say something that you won't say, and then you bounce off of it.
So where do we go from here?
Well, now
Oh, this is the 10 years, huh?
this is 10 years later.
Yeah, we're going to the 10-year
We have
mark.
to cover
so,
2 more chapters real quick.
I really wish that we would have covered this last chapter last week, because it would have been last week where we stopped was really good place to stop.
Honestly,
But
that whole thing that we just did right there is actually like a really that last chapter is 45 minutes. So it's like one of the longest chapters in this book.
the
Well,
rest of the
it's not-
chapters,
It's
like
not
chapter
the
11,
longest, yeah.
chapter 11 is like what 29, 39 minutes. This one we just did was 41, and the rest of them are like 20s and 15s and 18s, and it's like really sweet. So I'm happy for that. So 10 years go by. Okay, Xana is waiting for her boyfriend in the marketplace. Okay, she's going by the name.
Hold on. First off, Xana is now 10
A
years
hot
older.
piece of ass.
She is fucking hot, according to the book. She
Yeah.
looks fucking good. She's blonde. She's got a nice figure, training all the time. You know, she's fucking thick. She's built like,
A woman.
yes.
And here's the cool part, right? And it's not really so cool, but it's fascinating to me. She don't just get looks from men. She gets looks from everyone.
All because the women are jealous.
Yeah, they look at her in envy, and the men look at her in passion.
Like they want to.
Let's just say hi to zucchini. Stupid.
What is that? Oh, it's just a pickle.
It's just a pickle. Tickle the pickle.
I'm a Twi'lek. No, I'm kidding.
I'm a Twi'lek. Stupid. So, anyways, he actually is a Twi'lek, though, ain't he?
Yeah, red
So-
one. He's a red one.
It's a really rare Twi'lek.
Yeah, we find that out later on. But either way, they do mention he's a Twi'lek, and he is the red one.
So, as she's waiting for him, she has a memory of when she first meets back up with Bane, and they land on their planet. Do you remember the planet name? It's where he spends all his time on. I forgot to look that up.
Yeah, nope, I can't remember that.
Good. And Nova? And Naba?
I don't know. Give me a second.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up. So, Xana goes back to an old memory. One of the first teachings that Bane taught her when they got to Ambria, which is one of the planets that they stayed at after ditching the Starwake. So, Ambria, real quick, just a backstory on that, is also referred to as Stennis, Stenness. It was a great ringed world in the Embryo system located in the Stennis node of the Inner Rim, which is surprising to me because Inner Rim is close to Coruscant, which is a lot the Jedi Temple, and they had to. I mean, you'd think the Jedi would be able to sense dark side crap, right? But apparently not, because they're told to be like weak, to like just be using the minds to be wise, to use as judgments. So, animal life on Embryo includes herds of staga, small lizards called neeks, and the strange evil dragons called hisses, which is weird, from Lake Nath, a place strong in the dark side of the Force.
That's why
where one.
That's why they can't sense dark side energy.
Oh yeah, I guess right, huh? Because I mean, they'd be blending together.
Yep.
Durr. See, you're so smart, Clinton.
Thanks, man.
So anyway, so check this out, right? So Bane told her to these neeks are really, they're like lizards, right? They're tiny.
They come up to about your knee, and they have like long necks, and like they have like this long figure, but they're not very tall. They're about as tall as like a house cat, like a big house cat, like not a huge house cat. But I do remember one point as they do talk about this one that doesn't even come up to her knee.
I got a picture of it too. So
Like they're about a foot, maybe a foot and a half tall. I don't know, something like that.
So they're hard to catch. They're hard to control. They can't be controlled because they live next to the lake, which is imbued in dark side energy. And over so many years, I don't know, millennia, hundreds, I don't know the exact number, but after so many years of living there, they've become used to dark side energy. So when Xana tried to use dark side energy to control their minds, they basically shrugged it off. So that's not possible.
Yeah,
She
they're
couldn't catch them.
immune to mind control.
So Bane gave her the stipulation they have to come back with her with their own free will, and they have to not be led or coerced into doing so. It has to be like on their intuitions. So Xana found a nice little cave where every day she'd go there and meditate. Were close to their habitats where they lived, and every day she went for a week, and then eventually, after 2 weeks of doing this, eventually she comes into contact visually with one of the Naniques, and
A few of them, they started actually coming out, and they would roam around, but never really got too close to her. But over like time, they gradually started getting closer and closer. Till
Yeah, so-
one day, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You take it.
Until one day, one curious sneak actually came up and let her pet it, right?
No, she fed it. She started bringing food.
Yeah, she
after
started.
like 3 weeks.
That's right. She started bringing food. Go ahead.
And so after 3 weeks of doing this, on the third week or after the third week, don't matter. She started bringing food with her and sitting down beside her. You know, like I don't know, arm's length away. And one day, this curious neek came up to it and started eating. Well, she did this for about another week, and then one day, on her way back out, she noticed that neek was following her.
Well, she also
And
started
so-
feeding it out of her hand, and had its like trust, like
Right.
gained its trust, and then it followed. Yeah, but go ahead.
So what usually takes like a, I don't know, 45-minute journey took like 4 hours to get back to camp. Because she had to go real slow because the neeks are, smaller.
No, she
And
was
so-
too scared. If she would have moved too fast, she would have spooked it and would have ran off. So
Yeah.
like she's just like kind of walking back super slow. Something that's usually like like a 30-minute walk or something
Yeah,
like that.
took 4 hours.
Took 4 hours to do.
Of doing that. Oh my God. I couldn't imagine.
Nope, I would not. do it.
So she finally gets back to camp. And it's like, Bane, I completed my mission. I had a Nick follow me here. And he's like, and so as she bent over to pet it, and to do it, he reached out with the force and snapped its neck. And she was like, with sorrow and disbelief that just happened, she had to bury that. And she said, he said, congratulations on finishing your task or something.
No, he said fucking throw it in the stew.
No, he said congratulations with your task and yeah. So
Toss
anyway,
it
she
in the
said,
stew.
you taught me two things for this, master.
Yep.
How to be patient and use whatever to get your way, and then to never be attached to anything.
Yep.
And he said, toss it in the stew. That is a cold moment, dude.
Dude, and she does it. She fucking throws
Yeah,
it in
of
there.
course. Of course.
Her master is her one.
Yeah. So, as she's remembering that lesson, what's his name? Do you remember his name?
Cal?
Cal, yeah. So Cal, let me see if I can look this up.
Cal's a red
Yeah.
Twi'lek. He's one of the most rarest Twi'leks. There's only like, there's yellow, orange, green, I think blue as well. And then there's red. Red's like the super rare blood type. It's like royalty in the Twi'lek family. And that's why I wish we would have got Darth Talon, because she's a red Twi'lek as well. It would have been awesome, and I would have loved it. But either way, he is rich in royalty, and he looks down on his pupil because he thinks that he's higher than him. But he's got this hot, young, blonde, perfectly fit, mesmerizing dude. She's worse than most females. No offense to all the females, but you guys are already mesmerizing. But she throws thoughts in their mind as well, so it's like even worse.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still looking?
I'm trying to find it.
Either way,
Okay, so here we go. Caladian. Caladian is Kelad apostrophe D-E-N. Known as Kel for
Kale,
short.
yeah.
Was a male Lethan Twi'lek who lived on the outer rim world of Serena around 990 BBY during the period of rebuilding the Galactic Republic.
Hold on.
Following
He lived in what? Serrano?
yeah, Serena.
Serrano. You know who else lived there?
Mm-mm.
Count Dooku.
Oh, that's right, huh?
Yep.
Dude, getting hot. So, after following the New Sith Wars, Khalid Kel was an elite warrior of the Anti-Republic Liberation Front, a radical, if barely influential, separatist movement.
Yep.
I don't see pictures of this guy.
I have no idea.
But anyway, so
He's a red
I don't
Twi'lek.
I don't want to read too much into it. I don't want to ruin the story. But yes, anyway, you want to continue?
Yeah. Well, pretty much. You can go ahead. They.
So
yeah.
he tells. So she went by before he calls her name. Let's just tell her what she went by on that planet. She went by the name of Raina. Raina. That's stupid. That's like rain and an I can't hear you.
Rain.
But anyway, so he goes, Raina! And she's like oblivious to him calling her, right? And then he goes, Raina! And she's like, dude, shut the fuck up, man. You're going to cause attention to us. But he don't give a fuck. But you know what he does? He calms down, he tones it down, and it's like, hey, who cares if they know that we're together? I mean, I'm the baddest dude here. I'm the cock of the walk.
I've got the nipples that make you tickle.
Yeah. He got so much confidence because everybody told him as he was growing up that he was the shit.
Yeah.
And he really isn't the shit. He's just a normal fucking dude.
It's because he's a red Twi'lek.
Yeah. So anyway, they're gonna go and have a meeting with his people. The Anti-Republic Liberation Front, a radical separatist movement group. So anyways, and she's been gaining his trust throughout many, many months of talking to him, of being his lover. And so he hugged her, and she said, "I thought you was maybe with another woman, and if you ever were to sleep with another woman,
I don't like to be waiting. I thought you were with another woman, and if you were with another woman, I swear to God, I'll kill you."
No, I'll stab her in her heart, and take her heart out.
I thought I'd stab him in his heart and take his heart out. Either way,
Mm-mm.
she's a fucking evil.
Maybe she'll do both of them.
She would fucking at one time.
Anyway, so it cuts over to
you know they like to feel pain.
Yeah.
BDSM. No, I'm kidding.
So anyhow, anyways, shit, it cut over to somewhere. Oh, it cut over to Bane. So Bane was making holocrons. Now this story is really confusing. Okay, and it didn't dawn on me today that the 10 years later. And when it talks about Bane doing this like for 3 or 4 years, it's talking about 3 or 4 years after the last previous events when he picked Xana
Yeah,
back
yeah.
off of Onderon.
If it says 3 or 4 years, it's before the 10 years is up.
It's not talking about that after the 10 years. So
Yeah, yeah.
just to let y'all know, it's going to get really dicey. And
He started building holocrons like
based on
like 4
what-
years before the time that's going on now.
yeah, so he built them, the first ones, to mimic exactly what they look like with Freedon Nad. And he learned later on after research that you can't do that. Each holocron is unique to its own, the person that makes it. And there's different, like, there's a gatekeeper that you have to interact with. And not like a physical person.
It's hard
a
as fuck
device.
to make a gosh darn synth holocron, is what he's saying.
So basically, you have to inscribe with your own characters that imbue what your essence is. You have to figure that out. And then on top of all that, you have to use the Force to build it internally. Because the holocron is like a pyramid. If you ever watched The Last Jedi or the Return of the Jedi or what's that, the ninth movie?
Rise of Skywalker, or
That's what it is. Yeah,
that-
Rise of Skywalker.
is that what it
Or
is?
The Last Skywalker or whatever. Where
Something Skywalker.
basically where Palpatine is reborn and then redies. So whatever.
You have a real intense scene with fucking Kylo Ren going as he's
But
flying
yeah, so-
as he's flying down into the
Those are
thing.
holocrons, right?
Slams.
Those are holocrons, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Those
He finds
pyramids?
like, yeah.
So, anyways, that's what they look like. But they use the Force to.
Or you can
imbue-
watch Clone Wars. It's in there too.
Yeah, yeah. But anyways, they use the Force to imbue the knowledge and everything inside of it, and it's a real finicky process. Like one wrong move, and your holocron just falls to ashes, basically. And so, Bane learns that he has to be after him and his essence, and then he has to do it. He took too long the first time when he learned this, right? And he took 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Remember
because,
that?
Yeah, well, he had to make like this center part that couldn't hold steady for so long. It could like his essence would leave or whatever, like you were saying.
No, so after 2 weeks, he noticed that the inscription started losing its power.
yeah, yeah,
And then after that point, it just fell apart.
yeah. And so stress for time.
Yeah.
He's trying to put this next one together as fast as possible. And
But as careful as possible.
yes, but he stays up for like 3 days straight, just
Mm-hmm.
just drawing upon the dark side, and it takes a toll on him, and he starts to shake.
The
a bunch.
Orbalisk don't get what they need from him. They don't get none of the dark side energy because he's taken all the energy for himself.
Yeah,
Well, the Orbalisks, they're designed the way not really designed, but what they do is they go in and they try to take it by causing you pain to release.
They start pumping
dark
you with
side.
a bunch of toxins that
No. They pinch him, right? They pinched it, and his hand went like crazy, and so he stopped doing what he was doing, and then he started.
It said that it released some kind of toxins that made him fidget and like
Maybe that's what it was.
pissed
Yeah.
off and shit like that.
But anyways, and after he calmed
Anxiety.
down, after a little while, he realized he didn't have every second counted from here on out. And at that time, the Orbalisk they grabbed onto his spine and they clenched his spine. And when it did, he like yelled in the middle of it and like ah. And at that time, he just released the dark side energy, all of it, or he released some of it, and then he's like, oh fuck it. And when he did, it destroyed his holocron and shattered into pieces, and it destroyed the entire camp. Not some of it, the entire camp. And when it released all of the dark side energy. It wasn't some; it released everything he had. And by doing that, the Orbalisk now covered him from neck to feet, and minus the head and hands.
Yeah, the Orbalisk grew. He wore a mask at nighttime to keep his head completely free.
So okay, so let's finish that off. So after Bane unleashes the Force, Xana finally gets to go inside. It goes back to Xana inside of the meeting, right? And and they talk about. She says that living underneath any. Cause what y'all doing now, living with the Jedi Republic, or the Republic, whatever, is basically like living with a slave. No matter who owns you, no matter who's your boss, you're
Oh,
still a
you're
slave.
talking about at the fucking place with all the people?
Yeah, because
That's the
that's
end.
in
That's
chapter 10.
chapter 11.
That's chapter 10. Long story short, Xana convinces Kel's people to go ahead and attack. The information that she got is good, and they don't like it. They do not like that coming from her. So she's been feeding Kel that crap the whole time they've been dating. And he comes back and tells them, "So hey, we need to do this. This is our time to shine. It's happening. Uh, let's take back our people." And so they did. They decided to kidnap Chancellor Vindalorm. That's what happens. She returns back to Bane on Ambria. In her absent, Bane attempted to create his own holocron, blew up the camp, and she
That
says,
was
"Hey."
another time where he said, "I'm not going to get it wrong this time," and then he does.
But anyway, so uh, she was concerned because she wondered if he destroyed the camp like this, because the lightning, the effects of the lightning was still in the air, right? She could still feel everything emboldened in the dark side
Yeah,
around
when
her.
she walked in, it felt like she walked in. Like, okay, imagine like those things that you touch and like the electricity goes up and meets your fingers. Okay, well, imagine if you were inside the ball. Well, that's what she felt like when she was walking in.
Yeah, and she wondered if she would have been there, could she have died? So, she said, "Master, I completed the mission. They're going on their way to kidnap Chancellor Vlorm." He said, "Congrats, good job, thank you." And she said that, why do we have to send them to their death? You know, it's like, well, not every time when someone goes into a mission for us like this, just because they don't succeed doesn't mean it doesn't do us good. Because you don't want them to succeed and eventually overthrow them, and then have all these other factions because of it. So having one faction to worry about is a lot better than having 20.
Yeah,
So it's
well, he goes, if they succeed, then good. People will rally behind them, and it'll start the uprising that we want.
Mhm.
But until then, we'll just plant these seeds and wait for something to happen. The
Yeah.
plan is not for them to succeed. It's for them to be distracted from us.
Right. So she turns and says, "But why?" And he said, "You never questioned my methods before, my teachings before, so why now?" And she turned that against him. And she said, "Well, your orbalisks, obviously you could have killed me in this camp." And he said that
I
he
just
didn't-
don't feel like you're thinking straight.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because of the Orbalisk. Like, I feel like they're kind of controlling you, that you're not controlling them. And he says, I control I controlled them. They do not control me, or something like that. After a long pause, it was something like that. And then she knew, at least that little seed that she planted did sprout, and that he is thinking about trying to remove them. And the reason she wants them removed is because one day she's going to have to fucking fight that beast. And there's no way that she can actually beat him if he's covered in fucking armor that can't be penetrated by a lightsaber.
Mm-hmm. Ain't that the end of chapter 11?
Yeah. Yep. You flew through the beginning part where they were explaining that how she planted all these seeds inside Cal's brain that made him speak to his comrades as if they were his words, But like, we don't need to say all that because I just
Oh shit, I got it backwards. I did that. I did the fucking creation of his holocron first, and then her coming back, and that's not. I mean, it is, but
it is. They talk
I guess
about
yeah, that's it.
2 times that he was creating a holocron. It was one time, and then the second time where he was like, "I'm not going to mess it up this time." And I think all the other ones were him thinking about it, and then that one was actually I don't know. It is kind of it's hard
That's all of
to
it.
yeah, it's so good. That's it.
Here I was thinking we'd have to fly like another 30 minutes.
Yep. No.
That's all of it.
Yeah,
Holy
that's all
shit.
of it. That's a round of applause for us.
My bad. It's been like what, an hour and a half, 2 hours?
No, it's been about an hour and a half, and actually,
Yeah.
it should. It's only because we started late.
Well, that and it's 3 episodes or 3 chapters.
Right. If we would have started at 7:30 when we actually like got over here, but like we didn't start till like 8. But that's fine too.
So
The whole thing's only going to be about an hour long after I cut like everything.
yeah. So you ready for me to take us out?
Yeah, get us out of here.
All right. So thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to anything and everything Nerd Style. What you currently watching on?
And go fucking visit Tater Nuts 99 at the Adventures
Yes.
of Tater Nuts 99.
Yeah. Maybe he'll put a little hashtag in there for us. Just hashtag TaterNuts99. That'll bring you to my content. I tag myself and everything with the hashtag because I'm a goofball. But anyway, so check out that. Check out his streams right now. He's playing Power World. So am I, but I'm not streaming like that much with it right now. I should just do a new one and just stream. Anyway, it don't matter. Sorry. So check that out. And,
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing a fucking like a hard world.
Yeah. Also, get ready for season 3, or season 4, season 3, right?
Three.
Season 3 of the Bad Batch, the final season, coming in a couple of weeks. We will be doing 2 shows a week with Nerd Out, so stay tuned, stay ready, and hopefully we can do them a little bit earlier in the day.
How do you do a B in sign language? Like this? Babe,
What?
is this how you do a B in sign language?
A what?
A B?
Yes.
Ha.
Look it up.
If this isn't
B.
right, I'm so sorry.
Be ready. So
No,
stay hard,
Bad
stay
Batch.
safe. Oh, Bad Batch. I get it now. My bad. I'm a goofball.
Stay hard. Go ahead.
Did I say that? I meant like stay ready, stay hard.
No. She said
Stay hard, stay ready. You know, like be ready, like like always be flexing, like just in case someone wants to sucker punch you in the gut. They're gonna get the whole keg with me. Anyways, I'm done talking. Get the fuck out of here. No, I'm kidding. That's your line. Be safe. Be kind.
Damn. You also took my safe thing. Because I say, have fun. Be
Be
safe.
safe.
And get the fuck out of here.
Peace.